Grumpy Granny, my eBay queen, flipping treasures and now the rap scene, sourcing deals, packing right in the reselling game. I'm shining bright. Be on the lookout, that's the key. Grumpy Gran is on a flipping spree. From YouTube to eBay, I'm in control. Finding those deals, bolo, bolo! From thrifting addiction, I built my name. Waiting for donuts, it's a numbers game. But I stay humble, it's all about the grind. Persistence and passion are intertwined. Be on the lookout, that's the key. Grumpy Gran is on a flippin' spree. From YouTube to eBay, I'm in control. Finding those deals, bolo! 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 Quick, grab those 501 Levi's! Well, hello, boys and girls. I'm bringing you breaking news here from the reselling newsroom. And now the light is coming in the window and ruining. Hello, boys and girls. We are live. Yes, we are. It's been a while. I'm a bit rusty on doing the old live streams, I have to say. But here I am. Rach is here. Thank you for coming, Rachel. And we have John Roberts in the house. Good morning. Glad you're out of bed early enough to be here. And we have Sandra too. Hello, Sandra. How chilly is it in South Australia this morning? Because it's bloody cold here. Can everybody see and hear me okay? I hope everyone can. Someone might tell me in the chat that they can. Maya Koyama, hello, 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 hello. Thank you for coming. Rach, love the new intro. Oh, thank you. Yes, I thought I'd just, jazz it up a little bit, because, while I was sick, I was watching lots of other YouTubers and, seeing what they were doing. So I just thought I'd, zhuzh something up. Oh, thank you very much, Maya. I appreciate that. And how is it? Well, good here. I hope everyone else is well. Yeah, goodness only knows. And we have Michelle P. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. And Mate says, it's beautiful in South Australia. That's right. You're in South Australia now too. Yes. And John Roberts says, coming in loud and clear. Thank you very much. Well, I guess I better give you some eBay news or some reselling news, do you think? Sandra says, all good as well. Thank you very much. So we shall have some news, shall we? Right. Here's our first bit of news. So apparently there is a new, slightly used reselling podcast that started up again. Here it is. So we are going and under a new name, which is the Worst Reselling Podcast. And it's got its own separate channel, which is not on OCTO's channel. So it'd be great if everyone would go over there and subscribe. And, maybe you'll get to see us in doing the podcast again. The first episode's up, and Octo's actually he started uploading the old episodes, cringe, each day. So if you want to go back and see what we used to do, you can do that if you would like. You can. Right, next bit of news, I guess. Let me find the little picture that I need to show you. So just read it quietly to yourselves. Don't say it out loud. Because I have to be careful when I'm reading this. So beware when checking your pockets in your thrifted clothes, guys, because you never know what you might find. This was actually passed on to me by a fellow reseller from Western Australia who shall remain nameless. But this reseller's local thrift store kindly put this aside for them, waiting for their visit yesterday, handed this little note to them. and they found this in the pocket. And it says, number 1 entitles you to one of lingerie / all-off massage with a BJ. I had to kind of fudge those words out a little bit because otherwise I will get demonetized on this video. They'll take it off. 4 p.m. to midnight, Monday to Friday, valid until 23rd of February 24. So unfortunately it has expired, but I wondered whether it's someone in the thrift stores. Is that why the thrift stores all shut at 4 o'clock? Well, not all of them do, but some of them do. So, yeah, just be wary. And that's a fair dinkum one. That fair dinkum was given to me by another reseller. So there you go. I've never found anything I've found some good things, but never anything that exciting. Sandra says cold, sunny and cold. Yeah, we've got to put up with the cold nights and frosty mornings, I guess, to get the good days. Adam, hello. Adam says, I'm here, thank God, because I thought it was another 12 hours. Yeah, good on you. Glad to see you here and alive and well. Dugong Girl says, morning from Perth. Well, that's the area that this little note came from. So there you go. Yeah, it is hilarious, isn't it? I thought it was quite funny. I did. So yeah, that was quite fun. Now, what have we got next? So in other news, apparently our traffic stats problem has been fixed, and we will go and have a look. So mine has all been fixed here. If we go down, I have no days now missing with no promoted listings. And even the days that before where I wasn't getting any promoted listing impressions, suddenly those days have appeared with listing impressions. So look, whether it was just the information they haven't gotten back to me, one can only assume, I'll give eBay the benefit of the doubt, because one can only assume that perhaps the data wasn't interacting with the graph on the website properly. But anyway, look, I'm just pleased it's all fixed. That's all I can say. Because, yeah, it wasn't much fun before. I'm sort of getting myself over a little bit, aren't I? I might change the window. No, that won't work because it's going to be under the writing. What percentage are you promoting at? Depends on the item. So I have different promotions for different items. So, for example, VHS is fairly low, I think 6 or 7%. I did crank it up a little bit at one stage to 8% to see what would happen. And I did get lots of views and stuff, but no more. I'm not selling anymore up at that higher rate. So I've dropped those down. My books, I think I've currently got at 11%. Jeans, I've got on most of mine are on dynamic. So they will go up and down. But let me tell you, if you put them on 12%, which I've got my jeans on, if you put them on 12%, it's not very often they drop down too far under that. Good morning, Rob. Hello. Good to have you in. And Sandra says, I think my tracking issue is back, along with an email, sales have stalled. Oh, well, that's no good. You better get onto that and get that fixed. Yeah. And look, I kind of feel after my recent experiences with the chatbot and contacting support, I think it's one thing about doing it with the chatbot because you've got a record of whatever's said. So I think I'd go through that process first, but then if that didn't seem to get me anywhere, I think I would do the callback because, yeah, at least you're talking to a human, or you think you are. Maybe not. Maya says, well, I didn't realise they were pushing high promoted rates for Australian sellers too. Yeah, you've got to. Like jeans in particular, I probably don't have to promote such a high rate with my books. So I'm going to try dropping them back a little bit. But with my jeans, to be competitive and actually have them up there with everybody else's, you've just got to, it's just one of the things. Rob's out. He's out and thrifting. Woohoo! Goody, you'll be able to do a bit of a show and tell later in the Discord. Yep, anyone come in and join us in the Discord. We have lots of fun in there. And quite often there'll be someone in one of the voice rooms. You don't have to put the video on. You can just get in there and chat with us. So it's kind of like being on a telephone, just having a chitty chat with no video picture. And we, have some show and tells and things. It's good fun. Very good fun. Maya says, I'm only usually promoting between 3 to 5%, but usually it recommends me to promote like 9 to 12. Yeah, that's the problem. Like the suggested ones are so high. And yet, if you go into your quality listing report, even if you're listing at what they're suggesting, you actually have a look at what the top 10%, and I find that in most categories, the top 10% are not promoting anywhere near as high as what eBay is suggesting. So, and look, I've got some things, they're bits and pieces, odds and ends that I've got that I don't have a lot of in my store. I have them only promoted at like 2%, maybe 3.5%, just for the hell of it. Sandra says, P.S. the bundle of Robin cookbooks that I hadn't delisted and thrown into the variation listing sold this morning. Whoa! Well, just as well you didn't get around to taking them down. Oh, thank you, Rob. He's put the link for the Discord in there for anyone that wants to come in and join us. We've got lots of areas in the Discord now. It's really built up really, really well. And we have lots of different things in there. There's clothing sections, there's sections for anyone selling media of any type, there's sections for toys, of all sorts of toys, books, of course, general eBay stuff, Depop, lots and lots of things. Maya says, Poshmark has higher fees, but I also sell items higher over there. Yeah. We don't have Poshmark, so I can't comment on that. I just need to clean my glasses. I forgot to do that before, and I can sort of see a bit of a smudge in one of the lenses. So we are quite limited with platforms here because we've got eBay and Poshmark, Depop. We've got Depop, which that's okay for clothing pretty much, but not a lot of other stuff. And clothing and accessories, I will say. And then there's Etsy, but that's very arty, crafty type stuff. I am starting to sell books over there, though, I will say. We've got Shopify, but then that's a whole different beast. Doing Shopify. Oops. Copper Cat. Mary Jo, hello, hello, hello. Hello from Arkansas. Slid into the live. We'll have to watch the replay to catch up. Yeah, you haven't missed too much. I've only done a couple of stories, but make sure you do go back because there is a very, very funny story at the start. Second story that I did. Maya says, do they have zero seller fees for you on Depop yet? They have no seller fees for us for US and UK. Oh, no. Well, not as far as I know. I think it's 8% currently. Pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is straight 8%. I mean, I generally find that even though it's a straight 8%, it's still generally cheaper for a lot of my clothing than what I'm paying on eBay. And the same with the amount of listing tools you guys have got over there. We don't have that either. There's really kind of only one or two that work here in Australia, so we don't have access to a lot of that stuff. Maya says, actually, to be exact, they're still having the seller pay the payment processing fee, then the boosting fee if it's boosted. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that'll be interesting. Here is his lordship. Octo's crawled in. Good morning, Mr. Octopus. You've missed the advert that I did for the new channel. Tisk, tisk. I did that right at the start. Dugong Girl says, how's your Etsy store going? The vintage books better than eBay? I wouldn't say better. I've only sold a couple of things, but then I got sick. So I haven't gotten back to doing it as much as I should. But that'll be starting this week. I'll be getting back into putting some more books and things up there and hopefully getting a little bit more traction. Because I think it's like anything else. It's like eBay. It's like Depop. It takes a while to get going. Sandra says, morning, Octo. And Rach says, I sold some books on Etsy yesterday, which is a huge shock. Fantastic. That's good. Yeah, I must admit the first time, because I'd had so many sort of spam messages come through from there that I thought when I got the, thing, I thought it was going to be one of those, but it wasn't. And it was the first one I sold, I think, was $110. So that was great. Mass is nice. And Rob there, he's put the Disgruntled Octopus channel up. Rob, could you, if you can find it, can you put up the worst reselling podcast link too, please? It'll be on Octo's page, if that's possible, if you can. Or Octo, you can. Octo says, and so you should, just got back from the vet. Well, I hope you got along all right at the vet and that everything went well. Caven said, I forgot this was happening. G'day. G'day. Cheeky bugger wanting me to change the logo for the podcast. I don't know. There it is. There's the link for the worst reselling podcast, everybody. You can all go and join in. And Octo says, morning, Sandra, Rob, and other beloved. Judy Just. That would have been interesting. That would have been very interesting. Media Picker, hello. How are you? Good to see you again. Been a while. Well, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, so, I'm a little bit, what's the word? Unsure of myself. Well, not unsure. I've just kind of forgotten what I was doing. All right. Let's have a look. Yes, I've got an interesting little reselling story to show you all. So we'll go over here. A couple of messages. First, Kevin says, yeah, I use light mode on my phone so the logo blends into the background. Okay. Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of variations that we're going to try and see how they go. And Mike says, I love the videos. You help me a lot with eBay stuff. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, that's what I do it for. I hope that I hope that other people don't have to make some of the mistakes I made when I was starting out. Really? All right. So this is a story that came up on 7 News. And it's a Depop story. So Brianna, poor thing, tried to sell her beloved pre-loved clothes on Depop. And minutes later, she lost $4,000 in a cruel, sophisticated scam. My heart sank into the ground. I was in too much shock at this point to cry. Oh, no. So Brianna Island was hoping to earn some extra cash from selling her pre-loved clothes. It was the first time the Australian nursing student had used fashion marketplace Depop to get rid of her unwanted items, including tops, pants, jumpers, skirts, and gym wear. Just 5 minutes after putting her items up for sale on May the 1st, the 19-year-old began receiving messages from a potential buyer named Sarah. Yeah, if they've only got a single name, beware if anyone wants your email address or wants you to email them outside of the platform that you're selling on, regardless of whether it's eBay or Depop or Etsy, because it's going to be a scam. Sarah told Brianna she wanted to buy some of her clothes, but for some reason, she needed her email address at checkout. I was so excited to sell clothes, I just didn't think anything of it. I was so caught up in the moment, Brianna tells 7 Life. Suddenly, Brianna received what she thought was a confirmation email of the purchase in her inbox, only to discover minutes later she had lost more than $4,000 in a cruel, sophisticated scam. And look, here's her messages. Could you please put your email, they can't even spell, in the My Website field? They asked me this at checkout. Yeah, sure, sorry, should be good now. Done. Check your email and accept my order. Yay, will do. My heart sank, she said. And so she was selling clothes she hadn't worn for a while. We'll just go down a bit further. Sarah, the scammer posing as a customer, started messaging Brianna via the app, asking if she could include her email in her profile's bio, which, via the app, because she wasn't able to make the payment without that detail. And of course, Brianna, being a newbie to the site, didn't think twice and shared her email because she was excited about making her first sale. The buyer then told her to look out for the confirmation email in her inbox. During this process, I didn't even think to check my app to make sure the item was actually sold. Upon looking at her confirmation email, she was asked to click a link to verify the purchase. Oh my God. I guess this is the thing. People, be aware of what is actually happening and find out how to sell on the platform before you start selling on the platform. At this point, I didn't know how the app worked because it was my first time using it. I thought this must be the process. Yeah, not. Well, look, I could go down, but we all know what happened. We all know what happened. Wow. My goodness. And look, speaking of young folk being a little bit silly, hang on, look, we better catch up on the chat first. Already uploaded it. Octo says the new logo. Oh, there you go. How do you like the new logo, Kathan? You better check it out. Thank you. Octo says my biggest mistake was raiding a nursing home about a year ago. Yeah, I know. You love me. Silverhair Stacker. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Granny, Octo and all. Good to have you in. Caven. Conspiracy theory. Depop scam story equals eBay propaganda. Ha ha ha. Possibly. Now, there's a thought, isn't it? Hey, Silverhair, how are you? Says Octo. Maya. Oh, it must be one of those phishing scams. Yeah. And look, they happen all the time to newbies when you first start up an account. There are so many of them. It's just, unreal. And Maya, they got into her bank account, I guess. Yeah. Well, the problem was when she actually clicked on the link to verify the sale, that would have been the kicker, I'm guessing. Kathan, that's the same line the scammer used on me. Yeah, that's right. Maya, see, it used to be that they would have you go off platform, yes, and then wire them money with a Western Union or something, not actually getting into people's bank accounts. Yeah, look, I had quite a few when I first started, wanting me to go off platform and asking me to email them outside the platform. But yeah, luckily I had been warned on that and steered clear of that. But yeah, poor Brianna. And look, I could say that's a young person's thing, but plenty of old people would get stung by that, just like they do with computer scams. But talking of young people, though, I did have a good chuckle yesterday. So when I went to the post office yesterday, and I had quite a lot of parcels, and there will be a video showing that soon. Not exactly sure what day, but soon. And while I was at one counter unpacking all my parcels and just putting them where I usually do, and then I wait for the person to come and scan them. And there was a young chap, a young lad, just a teenager, I'm going to say maybe 13, 14 years old, at the main counter. And the Australia Post person was having a bit of trouble with the computer and they were on the phone. So we were all waiting. So when she gets off the phone, I always wait for her to serve the other people. Anyway, she says to the young bloke, what can I do for you? And he says, oh, I'm here to buy some postcodes. I thought, what? She looked at him and she said, oh, would you like to buy a postcode book? And he went over, he goes, oh no. And he went over and picked up a packet of envelopes, like letter envelopes, off the shelf. And he points to the top corner of the envelope, the top right corner, and he says, no, I want to buy some of those, you know, those things that you stick in the corner to send letters with? Oh, stamps. He wanted to buy some stamps. Isn't that sad? Young people don't know what stamps are. Media picker. I had a person try and scam me on Instagram about a CD they had on there. They wanted it and to pay me directly through PayPal. Then they wanted my passcode for PayPal. Not happening. Yeah, I know. It's I mean, it must be worth their while because they keep on doing it. These scammers. And yeah, you just think how many. I wonder what the percentage is of people that they try and get money out of that actually works for them. You know, be wary. Be wary. All right. Next little bit of news. What else we got today? Okay. So apparently, big news yesterday in the Shopify realm of reselling online. The Australian Retail Association has actually announced a partnership with Shopify focused on delivering the latest commerce trends and insights to Australian resellers. Powering more than 25% of online commerce in Australia, Shopify is a leading provider of essential infrastructure for millions of retailers around the world. Recently, Shopify passed US $1 trillion in lifetime gross merchandise revenue. That's pretty high, isn't it? Really? ARA CEO Paul Zara says, with e-commerce playing an increasing role in retail success, the Shopify partnership will deliver enormous value to retailers. Shopify is a visionary platform that makes it easier than ever for Australians to do business, he says. Through this partnership, the ARA and Shopify will share valuable insights and knowledge that will help bolster the sector and increase consumer confidence. Well, there you go. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Oh, didn't I share the screen? Oh, I didn't put the screen up. No, I had a screen when I was reading that for you to look at, and I didn't put it up. Silly mean. And I've got one more, so I'll go into it because I've got one more reselling story this morning, news story. So, 29th of July, so only a couple of days ago, Carrie Fisher's Star Wars gold bikini that she wore as Princess Leia, a slave Leia, sold at auction for $175,000. I'm just going to clear up the screen a little bit so you can see it. So yeah, the slave Leia bikini worn by Carrie Fisher in Return of the Jedi was auctioned for $175,000. The infamous gold bikini, sported by Princess Leia in the 1983's Return of the Jedi, sold for $175,000 at an auction that also featured a screen-used Y-wing model, which sold for $1.55 million. Like, you just can't imagine people would pay that sort of money. Heritage Auctions said the July 24, 25th Hollywood Entertainment signature auction featured a number of Star Wars artifacts, including the slave Leia bikini famously worn by Carrie Fisher when she was a prisoner in Jabba's palace. The costume, inspired by Frank Frazetta, was designed by Nilo Rodis Jamiro. Now, Frank Frazetta is actually a illustrator, and he does a lot of has done a lot of book covers. So and they are quite collectible. So if you ever come across a book cover that's got his artwork on it, it'll sell for a lot of money, let me tell you. So there you go. That is the news of the week. OCTO says they have computer farms that can target leads and go from there. Yeah, it's big business, big business. I watched I actually watched. It was on Catfish, the TV show, and one of the person that was contacting was actually one of these scammers, and they actually got him by paying him. He agreed to actually come on and on film, like via, you know, video call, and actually talked about what he did. And yeah, pretty scary. Pretty scary. Maya says, if you use PayPal, I'd just use goods and services and insist on sending the buyer an invoice. Yeah. Agreed. I'm using PayPal a lot right now to sell my anime stuff and anime on anime hobby sites, as there really isn't a good alternative with seller and buyer protection. Okay, yeah. I really use PayPal's where my money comes in from Depop, and I haven't had any issues yet. I used to have buyers send me money, but I think people have steered away from that, as it can be a pain to get your money back if you make a typo and send to the wrong account. True. Rachel says, my daughter in the UK sells a lot on Vinted, which is like Depop, no fees, and there seems to be a distinct lack of scammers compared to Depop. Yeah, maybe it's the type of stuff that they're selling, that they're thinking maybe it's a different lot of people that are doing it. I don't know. Not sure why Vinted can protect from scammers and Depop can't. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that, especially for people when they first start out on Depop, there are a lot of the scammers on there, a lot more even than what there were when I started on eBay. Maybe the scammers just haven't caught on there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's true, because it's not as well known as the other sites. Maya says, I just thought Vinted had buyer fees but not seller fees. Ooh, yeah, I wish that was the case everywhere. Rach says, maybe, not sure. Brendan, hello. Good to have you back, Gigi. Good to be back, Brendan. I must say, I am very pleased to be back. Yeah, it was just a bit of a it was good. I was excited to do it, but when it came time, like, and doing all this bit, that's all fine and well. But then when I got to do the setup for StreamYard and get everything organised, I'm starting to, I forgot to do that. I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. So yeah, bit of fun. Rachel says Vinted is mainly closed like Depop. Yeah, and it's sort of more with a lean towards vintage clothes, I'm presuming, or higher end clothes. Yeah. Maya, another thing is, here in the US, Poshmark is filled with these scam messages, but on Mercari, I've never gotten them. Interesting. So is Mercari is a platform where you can sell anything? Is it, I think? Mercari has pretty strict filtering for messages, so maybe Vinted does too. Yeah, that's a possibility. I know. I mean, I have got some books listed on Depop. So on Depop, and I'm going to cross-list some more books and records, like music LPs over there, because I have sold some hats, records, and a couple of books, not many, but I am going to start doing a bit more cross-listing to there, and also to Etsy with the books. But I think with Depop, because when the books that I have got up, there were quite a few people that were liking them, but they were the same lots of people that were liking them all the time when I put a new one up. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe if I put them up, enough of them up, people will start to realise I have books, and people that want to buy books might actually, start following me and keep an eye. Maya, Mercari allows pretty much anything other than weapons and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So other than pew-pews, which is what we have to say so that we don't say the G-U-N word. Yeah. So that, that's YouTube doesn't like those sort of words. And I learnt all this while I was sick because I was watching a lot of true crime stuff and started watching the live streaming of the court trials. And I found it really funny because a lot of the law tubers, as I class them, the law tubers that were streaming in the courts and doing commentary. And so they'd say pew pew for that, and unalived for, the other words, and self-deletion for the SUICI word, SA for, I can't say it. You have to work that one out. And there were a lot of different variations of the RAP word, PE word, that was said very differently so that YouTube wouldn't pick it up. Media Picker says, yes, Mercari is like a flea market version of eBay. Okay. Interesting. Rach says, no, same as Depop, not vintage. Oh, okay. All right. And Octo says, I tried selling GG on Mercari, but they took the listing down. Yeah, good on you. You're funny. Maya, I know ADH Dave got banned multiple times on Mercari for listing knives, which you can sell on eBay US. Yeah. Well, we have been able to sell knives here, but it's just come in not long ago. Well, we still can at the moment, but oh no, it's 1st of August, isn't it? Or is it 1st of September? I think it starts. 1st of September, the new rules on eBay Australia come in. And you can't sell zombie knives on eBay in Australia, as well as a lot of other knives. But we have quite strict laws with knives and stuff here. So even carrying knives, if you get caught carrying a knife, and even like farmers, if they have a pocket knife or something, if they're actually in their farming gear and coming to town to get something, they can get around it. But if they're actually coming into town just to visit and are dressed up in their good clothes and still have their pocket knife on their belt, like my dad used to, he got pulled up by the cops and warned off because he was, having his knife on him. So quite strange. Maya says, how do you think you'll protect yourselves from the wildlife with knives and weapons? Yeah. Oh, look, we're so used to them. We just let them go around us. It's fine. Look, the creepy crawly ones, like the redbacks, that I have arachnophobia, so I'm not going anywhere near those. And my dad used to actually come to my house. I would ring him any time if I found, a huntsman or something up on the ceiling. He would come and get it for me. But after he passed away, I had to start doing it myself. And so, it was a bit hard. But anyway, I have a good system. I give it a spray with some insect stuff until it's pretty much white with the foam off the spray. That's if I can reach it. If it's right up on my 12-foot ceilings, I can't do it that way. And then I suck it up with the vacuum cleaner. And then I leave the vacuum cleaner running for about 10 to 15 minutes. No, maybe not that long. 5 minutes probably, to make sure it has gone all the way up that tube. And then, make sure I vacuum up a heap of other stuff that'll kill it and leave it in the bag. Rob says, the disgruntled octopus. I think Etsy would be the way to go. They want vintage items. Oh, ha, 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 ha. You're very funny, aren't you? Yeah. Look, everyone's been having a tough time reselling of late, and I don't think to me, it seems to be across the board and across all platforms are a little bit slower. And I think it's just the economy, and it's worldwide, the economy. And we just need to hold the course, I think. But, to me personally, diversification is starting to be the way to go. And I think whether that's diversifying by selling on multiple platforms, Or if you choose to only sell on one platform, for example, if you want to just sell on eBay and no other platform, you might need to diversify the items that you sell. So if you are 100% a bookseller, if you need to make more money, you might need to, sell books and leather belts, say, or books and records, like start diversifying out. That's just my thought. Well, that is it for me today, I think, boys and girls. That was a good start to get back into the whole thing. I will be back next week if there is enough people that want me to come back. And Octo says, Rob, I'd be worried you'd get damaged in the mail. Yes, exactly. And I would get damaged in the mail. And then you'd be buggered. You wouldn't have me to do the podcast, for heaven's sakes. So I am going to chuff off now and make a little bit more content for you. Coppercat says, evening all. Thanks for being here. And I hope you all enjoyed our little chat together this morning. And looking forward to chatting again, same time, same back channel, next week. Hooroo! Bye, boys and girls.